Too sketchy.
Hey, what is going on YouTube? 2kn0w coming at you, and I know it's been a while. It's been about like 3 to 4 days, maybe even longer than that. I don't know. It's been quite some while since I uploaded anything, and I do owe you something. I hope you do like that new intro I just put it up. With some help of my friends. We do live in a CG world, so CG is pretty easy for us. Be jealous or not. I don't know. I don't really care. However, like I said, I do owe you a replay, and I do have a good one here for you from 1kn0wfear. 1kn0wfear or 1kn0wfear? Somebody that knows no fear. Doesn't really matter. 1kn0wfear is actually a veteran at Dawn of War. I could say that because he has played Dawn of War 1 in the professional environment. He was a pro back in 2005, I want to say. He was also the USA World Cyber Games champion back then in 2005 and placed 8th in the world at WCG Singapore. Currently he's playing Dawn of War 3 competitively on the ladder, but he's not gonna go pro anytime soon because he just wants to chill out and have a good old time. And with that being said, there is a stream and a link below that you can access, which has his Twitch channel, and I do invite you, and I'm pretty sure he is accepting everyone with open arms, because it is a hell of a stream to be at. Cataclaw, RTS Colt, Burek, me, myself, and Vindicare, all of us every now and then chime in there and just, you know, kill some orcs and tell them how OP they are. And sometimes we even do community games in which you can join with crazy doctrines and elites. You know, it's a lot of fun actually. With that being said, right now 1kn0wfear does have a pretty good amount of squads and or teams on the ladder board, I guess you could say. He has three 3v3 teams, which are top 5. Ranked number 2 2v2 team, and currently in 1v1 he is building himself up and currently standing on rank number 10. That's the latest update that I have on his career on Dawn of War 3, which is pretty shining based on, you know, all the 3v3s and 2v2s so far. Anyways, that's 1kn0wfear. Stop by, say hello. You know, like I said, the channel's in the link description below. He's an SM main, so Space Marines is his game. Currently sitting on Gabriel Angelos, Jonah Orion, and Kill Team Armo. Thank God we can see the drop pod icons. Tireless. You know my thing about Tireless. Thank God that thing got nerfed. Solaris Command Fire on the Move. You don't really see that often. And improved listing posts. And with that being said, you know, he does utilize different doctrines and different builds just to mess around and see how they fare on the battlefield, and we'll see how he does versus these orcs, who is in charge of Grinwolf, or Grinwolf is in charge of the orcs, sitting on Stormboys, Weird Boy, Zap Noggin, and Gore Guts, utilizing the Beauty's Command custom force field, getting a shield while you whine so you don't take as much damage. Tons of bombs because shooter boys are crazy and they like to fling random grenades everywhere, and healing scrap just in case your orcs take a boo-boo. You can scrap them up and heal them up. Anyways, let's get this game on the road, shall we? Undoing the fog of war. It's already been done actually, and resuming the game. Checking out the build order right now. We got a Gretchen coming out the war camp and 2 boys following them. Also we have what seems to be just some regular old servitors and tactical marines, but one of the tactical marines is being put into the drop pod. I'm very upset I'm not seeing any sketchy capping going on. This is a sketchy cast. Don't know what to tell you guys. Next time there better be some goddamn sketchy caps, because this is uncalled for. However, we do have 2 Gretchens. I don't know if that's going to improve the speed of building this building, which is a boys hut, but there are 2 Gretchens building the boys hut. The only 2 Gretchens that he does have. Indeed. And right after that, I'm pretty sure we're going to have some shooter boys coming out of there. Servitors way deep on enemy territory. Tireless being utilized really well to cover a lot of the map as fast as possible. And I don't know if he's going to want to engage here. He does find some orc boys, and these boys are going to immediately shout, and he's going to just disengage. Seeing that servitor earlier, who was browsing around the map, found himself in some trouble, surrounded by boys and shooters, and 1kn0wfear is not backing off at all. Seems like he wants to find out more information based on where this orc is hiding his units. Another servitor getting spotted, and another servitor eating some dirt. within 2 minutes, losing 2 servitors already. You know, I'm not gonna question what 1kn0wfear is doing, but 1kn0wfear, what you doing, man? What are you doing, buddy? Utilizing Tireless, he is grouping his army, so he did scout out what's going on here, and he seems to be, you know what, grouping whatever he has, because he knows that the majority of the orcs are down here. However, he is going to call in the drop pod, which hits all of the squads of this one boy unit, and he's not afraid to engage in melee here because they do get the shield coming out of the drop pod. Grinwolf, however, has to back up because one of his squads did take a beating here from the tactical marines, which he does have 3 of. So he is going to utilize what seems to be healing scrap, indeed, to scrap himself the ability to turn his passive into Ard Boys. Now he's tougher, increased shield, and stuns on melee charge, and he freely just healed himself up. He did reinforce, I think, 1 squad or 2. The unit models, I mean. So again, utilizing Tireless to cover the most of the map. On foot, 1kn0wfear is being very persistent in getting this point and harassing the shield generator early. Even though the WOG just procced, he's got to be careful here because the majority, if not all the orcs, are on their way to defend this. Indeed, he's backing up now. Might be a tad bit too late here. We are going to get an early engagement, which is going to turn into some casualties. He is turning one of the squads away from the from his mass of tactical marines, which are on the north side of the map. Seems like he's splitting them apart to keep the orcs occupied while sacrificing one of his tactical squads. What? I was gonna say, but no, nothing. But nothing. He's just gonna cancel that. I thought he was gonna keep on building that and then he was gonna lose it. However, looking back at the bottom side of the map, he's again utilizing Tireless really well, and just gonna run some tactical marines all the way up to the shield gen and poke at this because he knows that the majority of his orcs that belong to Grinwolf are chasing down his 2 tactical marines on the northern part of the map. So we're just going to do a lot of puppeteering so far. He's going to take a good amount of damage if no one comes here to defend us. There is a Gretchen squad here and another one. Are these the only 2 Gretchens still? No, he did buy a 3rd one who is northwards. So this Gretchen is going to be able to proc the shield. And 1kn0wfear is just going to back up. Seems like he did enough damage to be happy enough and leave that alone. He did build himself a power gen. Ooh, barely making it with the Gretchen. I swear, when I watch high tier players like this, they barely make it out with Bone Singers and Gretchens because of the ability to proc sneaky grots in the teleport from the Bone Singers. Servitors aren't that good at getting away that fast because, you know, robot humans. Grinwolf did cancel every build on here. Seems like his camera was locked, making sure this little grut was going to be able to build anything. But 1kn0wfear pulled the builder's permit on him and says, no, you're not allowed to build here. Sorry, buddy. And he did have to back him up. However, looking back at the map, this grut is not done. Given the Medal of Honor for continuously trying, he is going to put up this listing post. No one's in the vicinity, and as this is happening, the rod did get proc mid lane. However, Grinwolf is pulling the majority of his army down to the bottom and is going to take this power node away from him, launching a tons of bombs, which was not timed properly, but this tactical marine engaged on what was the entire army of these orcs and is going to pay for it. I don't think he meant to do that. They were just left alone here, and now they're caught up. They were about to walk by and not even check this heavy cover. However, him shooting at the orcs definitely pissed him off a little bit, and now he's got to deal with 1, 2, 3, 4 squads of orcs. Shooter boards aren't doing any damage. They're doing damage to the shield itself. You can see the ricochets coming off. Even the tons of bombs didn't go in there, but it's sufficient enough to have 2 boys in there and beat that tactical marine and servitor down. However, we do have scouts, and it looks like Wolf was very aware that, you know what, there are some marines up here. Because of the scouts capping this, he sent Zap Noggin up top. He's got to be careful not to be in range for scrap plays. He does stop. 1kn0wfear needs to be ooh, like I said, he needs to be careful. He's going to take a ton of damage here. Zap Noggin does utilize Fist of Gork. It's a slow travel time. However, he does teleport, of course, forcing 1kn0wfear back into Fist of Gork and taking so much damage. Looking back bottom, however, Wolf is harassing the shield generator, and Jonah Ryan was called for to be able to defend from this, utilizing the blind, but getting knocked on his ass because the shooter boys were able to utilize stick bombs and throw him off balance. There's only 1 shooter boy in the vicinity, and his DPS is going to burn them down. 1 more shot, indeed, loses a shooter boy. So they did exchange. It seems like I don't know if you maybe lost one squad of tactical marines. This big bloodbath up here appears to be a tactical marine because he had 3. Right now he only has 2. So if you do the math, he lost 1. Anyways, these Gretchens are going to step up to this very persistent scouts that are just in the firing line. Make them look very tanky here because the DPS of the scouts is 11 only, so these Gretchens seem very heroic. Almost like mini knobs right now, barely taking any damage. However, the ninja zap noggin stepping up from the rear and blasting them in the back. Just 1-2 shot, goodbye. 100% damage dealt to these scouts within a couple of seconds. I guess you can say 0 to 100 real quick. That's a rap song. Thank you very much. The servitor up top is poking at this power gen. And we'll be back in 5 minutes because that's when it will be gone. It's going to take him some time. We do hear a watt tower going off again. Mid lane. And there's a sufficient amount of green looking people here that are getting angrier and angrier the longer the song is going. I do like the, if you notice, there's actually a little bar right here that rises up. And once it hits the top, it procs. I love the animation of the watt tower actually. The boys do shout and they're going to make their way down to the shield generator most likely. 1kn0wfear is not prepared for this. However, he does have a tactical marine here harassing this grut that was building whatever he was building. The power gen is gone. And as we speak, Servitor is trying to get in here to proc the shield of the shield generator, but this is going to get harassed down real quick. And he wants to exchange that shield generator for this one. However, there's a grut in there, and it's not going to go as fast as this one. Indeed, one shield generator for no shield generator. If this grut wasn't going to be in here, I'm pretty sure Jonah Orion would have been able to poke this down over time and trade 1-for-1. However, this tactical marine now seems to be a bit outnumbered, you know, 1 to like a billion. Even if he got into this heavy cover, I think these boys would have been able to easily walk through there and beat him down. And we're just going to look away and hope for the best for that tactical marine. Rip. Jonah Orion is on idle. Oh, there he goes. He's gonna heal up just slightly once he enters the range of the barracks. And not gonna lie, 1kn0wfear is on his back foot right now, exchanging that shield generator for nothing. For nothing meaning for no shield generator. Definitely is putting the orc ahead here. He let's check out the resource difference. 400 to 70 power versus 100 to 120 power. However, the difference you can see is in the scaling. You can see 2 boys, 2 shooters, 2 looters that are scrapped, and a knob versus a tactical marine. And that's it. I mean, we do have Jonah Orion and Deathstorm being built, but these orcs seem very upset and angry, and they are on their way to cause some havoc. And I don't think 1kn0wfear is anywhere in range and or capable of defending this. That's why you see Jonah Orion in the rear, and Zap Noggin and his boys are attacking this improved listing post here, and followed up by this barracks. Got to be careful here because these orcs will turn focus on them. Jonah Orion does. Oh, Fists of Gork that's coming again. Hits from the long range. You got Kobe Bryant coming in for the orcs, utilizing the Fists of Gork like an NBA pro here. Knobs did step up to keep these guys busy, taunting the tactical marine. Explosive armor does pop. This tactical marine is nearly dead. Blind does come out for Jonah Orion. However, these knobs are not afraid at all. Even the last cannons couldn't get them down. The you know, just personal opinion, I am an orc main, but these guys need to be just slightly nerfed. Not nerfed, maybe. Let them come out a little later, because that was like the 9-minute mark, and that knob was already on the battlefield. There was nothing that 1kn0wfear could have done. Gorguts did get called, and he's harassing the top point. This servitor is trying to heal up this listing post. However, he's gonna burn down in time. Please don't throw the vortex. Please don't throw the vortex grenade while spinning claws activated, because that'll happen. I mean, it still got kind of procced in the AoE, but you know, not as much as it could have. Gorguts does win this 1v1. However, the thing that's making this a bit unbalanced is the improved listing post. The DPS out of this alone, ooh, looks like he used the Q ability, but it got bugged out. I'm curious if the drop pod got in the way of that. That was very weird and strange and buggy. Ooh, I would actually take these 2 lance cannons and go them, put them this way, make the path and go down. for the shortest route to be able to catch Gorguts. But even if he did get caught, I'm pretty sure he would have utilized Q ability just to get out. Jonah Ryan's up here just in case some stuff were to happen. Wolf seems to be just gathering his forces here, healing up whatever he can. We do have 2 last cannons now out of Fear and a Tactical Marine. Nothing's upgraded. Let's check out the arsenal actually. Very curious to what he's doing here. He's upgrading the infantry. He's already upgraded the health and or is producing it. Nothing in the damage section of vehicles. The majority of the Space Marines forces are north here with 2 last cannons and both heroes. We are proccing the Watt Tower, and just gotta be careful again. These orcs are not to be underestimated. They are gonna walk and they are gonna travel northwards. Immediately 1kn0wfear's recalling his 2 heroes and building what he just destroyed, which was a power generator. They are going to get outnumbered here. Oh, I don't know if he's going to make it out of there in time. These last cannons are already retreating. Kill Team Armo might get caught. Fist of Gork from like 3,000 miles away does hit them, and Zapnog and teleported from the rear. Kill Team Armo is gone, getting attacked by knobs, queuing them down, even getting stunned by boys themselves. However, Deathstorm is dealing damage from the rear, landing on what was all the ranged units that they have. The standard, they get proc, last cannons in the rear, behind, almost near the shield generator, DPSing down. This Deathstorm dealing so much damage, and Wolf is not trying to get any of his units out. Even Zap Noggin doesn't have any abilities to teleport out and walk straight into this Deathstorm. The amount of losses that Wolf just went through just by one really well placed Deathstorm by 1kn0wfear pretty much made this equal. I'm checking out the he has 2 boys, right? Eluda, a Knob, and that's about it. He's producing a Death Dread and building up his economy. But looking on the other side of the map, I mean, 1kn0wfear is still kind of lacking here, but definitely able to equal it out. I mean, if this would have been a win, this fight would have been a win for the Orcs. I think the scaling on that would have been horrendous. A win here probably would have cost him the shield generator. So good job 1kn0wfear for defending this and making it a positive outcome in the end. And again, another WoW going off, and every time the Orcs do WoW, you gotta be careful, because so far every WoW that has happened has been in the favor of Wolf. So I wonder how he's gonna turn this one around. Sticking close to the vicinity of this massive circle of influence, and he's gonna take the majority of his armor straight down the middle. Death Dread is leading the way. Ooh, these plasma grains barely get into the cover of stealth. However, this Death Dread is lurking, and it smells the blood of the Devastators. I am pretty positive that this barracks is gone. Meanwhile, these boys are chasing down these last cannons. Scouts are trying to throw a stun grenade to stop the Death Dread. However, in return, suicide bombers are hitting the scouts. Still, boys and Death Dread chasing these last cannons, so they don't have enough time to set up. They're running back and forth. The stun, they get procced from the turret, and right on top of that stun, to chain CCs, Deathstorm comes out again. And looking at Wolf, he's not even focused on the turret itself. This turret still has 2,625 health out of 2,625, and he's more focused on what are the units of the Space Marines and the buildings. But in return, he's losing a Death Dread for this. There's only a boy here, another boy. The Knob's now kind of focusing everything at once, turning on the building, turning on the units. These last cannons now backed up. Good micro out of him, putting back as far as possible. Kill Team Armo seems to be calling out. Did somebody die? Sound like somebody just died. I don't know, a lot of things are dying left and right. This turret still did not take any damage. Kill Team Armo is now in the field, utilizing Vortex Grenade, slowing down what was the Ludas. Ludas feel uncomfortable, so they have to back up. This Death Dread is taking damage from the last cannons from the rear, which he was able to keep safe. Now he has 4 of them. And I think the Servitor deserves that Medal of Honor, because it looked like he just finished him up with a little poke in the butt. But however, he's going to take a dive here from the explosion of the Death Dread. Kill Team Armo is moving up. And this fight actually went in favor for even though he did lose what 1, 2 buildings, but he never took any damage to the turret, and I don't think that was a good idea by the Orc player here, Wolf. Jonah Ryan is out now, and 1kn0wfear feels very strong. And just looking at the way he's pathing his units, he's going on the offensive here, stepping up with his last cannons. Kill Team Armo and Jonah, he is going to step up to this resource. No, he's not. I hear something teleporting in, and is it Zap Noggin? Indeed it is. He's healing up whatever units he does have. Like I said though, 1kn0wfear feels very confident and is able to step up to the shield generator, and now he's going to set up Kill Team Armo, who have the rocket launcher, do a lot more damage to turrets and or anything that has heavy armor. And these last cannons, once they get focused in and do enough damage, look at the shield generator melt within a matter of seconds. One shield generator to one shield generator, and Wolf did not even try to defend that. He felt vulnerable enough. However, now knowing that 1kn0wfear is top, he utilized the wah to go again mid lane, but however he's gonna turn a hard right, left, a hard downwards angle. His right, I guess you can say. He's gonna take the Death Dread and hurry up and try to harass this point. Looks like another drop pod's gonna come down. He is mass recalling his units. It seems to be Gabriel Angelos was inside the drop pod. He's trying to buy enough time. Gorguts does utilize his Q ability to stun him up. I don't think Gabriel Angelos can buy enough time. The turret does take a dive here. The Dreadnought comes out from the machine cult, and here comes the rest of the army. Gabriel, again, utilizing all the CC he has. Ludas are in the back. Tank Busters are on the back. Even Zap Noggin is still here. Gorguts almost on full health. Kobe Bryant with the 3, and he does hit all the last cannons in the back. Gee, I don't know how he's getting this vision, but he's doing a hell of a job utilizing Zap Noggin. Probably the best I've seen in a while. Gorguts has to retreat, and being on a retreat like this is actually a big motivation. Not a motivation thing, but just swing in general. Ooh, does stun up these Dreadnoughts here to widen the gap of this escape. We do have Servitors chasing down, trying to initiate, give vision to this retreating squad of orcs. The momentum did swing here a little bit, because knowing that you're on the run like this, why are you on the run? You must be hiding something. You must be weak. So 1kn0wfear smells the fear, and he does pop what seems to be the Wah Tower and the Death Dread at the same time. Even though he had custom force field on that Wah Tower, he was able to melt through it, utilizing the 2 Dreadnoughts that are up front. Q ability did come down. That Voice Head is going. Jonah Orion pulling down enough damage to any squishy orcs, shooters, and looters, and tank busters out there. The Fist of Gore comes out again, utilizing the EQ, everything combo that Zap Noggin is able to utilize. Utilizing the scrap shield thing now, and so much has happened that I can't even keep up with the Kill Team Armo. Getting kicked to the ground. Even this Tactical Marine, I don't even know where that thing came from. Q coming out of Gorguts, tying up every last cannon that was back there, now having to retreat. Now I want to say, you know what, Wolf is definitely feeling the momentum swing here after those Dreadnoughts took a dive. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's why they all stepped out. I was going to say, why is he feeling so confident stepping up? He kind of had to step up because there was a Death Storm behind him. Gorguts did take out one. This is going to be the second one. And then utilizing the W. Woo! Just to put a period, the cherry on top to say, you know what? This is my territory. Get out of here. And as we... Okay. I guess a Death Dread was here. And he took out the Machine Cult. This Dreadnought was not able to defend that. So, in turn, we get another Machine Cult. No big deal. But good harass out of that Death Dread. Just the fact that he was up there. I would have thought that all his units were here defending, but he did have a Death Dread back there, harassing whatever he could have gotten a hold of. Now, Tactical Marines, last cannons, 2 tacks, Dreadnought, makes him seem pretty strong again. He's not backing up. These last cannons, even the heavy bolter here, splitting them up. He can't get hit by that Zap Noggin combo. He's been getting a hit here. There was another one that flew across and he teleported in, and I think he scrap blasted to the wrong side. He blasted this side. All his lance cannons were over here. He should have blasted on the right side instead. Checking out what these Gruts are building out of this scrap. Wow. Oh, we got a big track. Okay, is that his first big track of the game? Indeed it is. So while that's happening, we do have the last cannons hitting up the mech shop. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything here. He's got to be careful. There's a lot of tank busters there. So he's going to step up his Tactical Marine, which don't take as much damage because the mech shop does take a dive. The fact that tank busters only do counter heavy armor, and this guy does not have heavy armor. He has normal armor. So he's not going to take that much damage. So he utilized the Tactical Marine to get enough vision and then sprayed down some last cannons to get the mech shop. The WA is getting procced, and we are gonna see these very angry orcs again running straight down. There's a lot of I want to say, you know, A to B type runs where he's utilizing WA and just running his whole army and hoping for the best. I don't see any harass going on, not as much as 1kn0wfear. I mean, 1kn0wfear is on his back foot the entire game, but when he fights really well and he defends really well. However, this might be very dangerous here. We are at the core. Gabriel Angelos was summoned. Gorgas did utilize his Q. This is the front line right here. Let's check out what the back lines do. Ooh, the back line for 1kn0wfear seems to be a little bit weaker because we do have a ORKS popping off. The Tactical Marine did have to take it. Gabriel Angelos trying his best. We do have tank buses out on the sides and big track. I think that actually got deflected because Gabriel Angelos utilized his bubble. Stormboards are harassing the requisition nodes up there, and we are moving in as the orcs. Gorguts is way up front, dealing damage to the Tactical Marines, tying them up. Even stick bombs is coming out. Gorguts still pushing them back. The only units that are left is this lance cannon and Kill Team Ironmo. However, Deathstorm, again, really well placed Deathstorms out of 1kn0wfear, and it's doing enough damage to disrupt the build and or get the Luda boys to stop shooting. This last cannon is still dealing damage. Vortex Grenade to slow down. On top of that, to finish off the big track, the drop pod out of Jonah Orion. Finally, the core was at 50% health, and he did stop it. It's going into shelter. Dreadnought came down and is doing enough damage to all these shooters, looters, tank busters, to the point where I'm checking out Wolf's build right now, and we have 4 Gretchens. 1kn0wfear held his own right there. For a second, I thought he was going to lose this one. The shield generator, I mean, the core is rebuilding health over time. Whoo! Give me a glass of water, cause that was insane. Now, I mean, 1kn0wfear is in no place to celebrate now. He has a lot of work ahead of him. He lost what seemed to be his very good point here, who was, I think it was built to maximum, to level 3. I'm not too sure, I didn't check that out, but yeah, there's a lot of rebuilding that needs to be done right now. And again, 1kn0wfear thinks that, you know what, I think I'm stronger than him. He lost a bunch of units and I didn't. I mean, he kind of didn't. He utilized his heroes really well timed, so they came for the last part of the fight, so they do have a good amount of health left. We have another Dreadnought coming out of the machine cult. We did have an open orbital relay. I mean, that's what it's called. I know it's a drop pod, but orbital relay is the thing. It says it right there. Don't judge me. Another servitor coming out of the stronghold. We do have a last cannon's band here and a Dreadnought. I guess they're in a defensive posture, just in case something crazy were to happen. Killicon's being built from the orc player. Let's check out their upgrades, shall we? Arsenal for 1kn0wfear. We do have infantry damage 2 so far, and infantry health 2, as well as vehicle damage 1 and vehicle damage 1. For the orc player, let's check out what he has upgraded so far. Same thing, same thing, same thing. And we'll see what he builds next, actually. So they have the exact same builds on the arsenals and pile of guns. Killicons were being built to be able to counter the heavy armor the Space Marines are able to supply. Looks like 1kn0wfear is, again, in a very defensive posture. There seems to be a servitor lurking in the back, just getting whatever vision he can. Kill Team Ironmo is going to retreat here. Teleport Homer. They're going to go up in the air, and now they're available with full health and full shield and capable of, you know, utilizing that drop pod stun and or CC. So after some very necessary revitalization of troops, the WA is being procced by Wolf. But looking at this build now that he's running with, what is his front line? His resources tell me that he can afford Nas, but he's not going to. The servitor is going to casually walk away. Don't mind me while I put my tail between my legs. One power gen gone. Next one's gonna be gone here in a second. And no, he's not. He's leaving this for 1kn0wfear. Disrespecting him, I guess. Hey, you know what? You're gonna need this, buddy. As I enter your front door here, Gretchens are moving up to get as much vision as they can. 1kn0wfear, I don't think this is good. I honestly think there's literally no front line here. Kill Team Ironmaw that were summoned back just a couple seconds ago come right down, utilize the vortex grenade to tie up Kobe O'Brien. Kobe O'Brien now named, and he misses his Fist of Gork for the first time because he's feeling the pressure here. Kobe O'Brien doesn't do good under pressure. The Scrap Blast came in. Man, that damage he took. Punching the gut from the Dreadnought. And these 1kn0wfears are all types of tied up by Gabriel Angelos, utilizing every combo that he has. He still has another Q and stuns up 2 of them. Dreadnoughts are just mowing down whatever they can get their hands on. This 1kn0wfear can't anymore because the Dreadnought was able to burn him down with a few punches. He's got to be careful here because these 1kn0wfears, I don't know, can't turn around. I know they can do that though. They still do a superior amount of DPS, and the amount of health that these 2 Dreadnoughts have. Ooh, the slam comes down, puts Gorguts on his butt. However, this one rocket might take it out. It does indeed take out that Dreadnought. And just because of that, 1kn0wfear says, you know what, I just gotta back up. I want to keep this. At least one Dreadnought needs to be kept. Oh, Stormboys look like they were set up top to harass this. Because this isn't half health. So finally he is harassing other points, but the last games probably held him off. So did that Dreadnought up there. And again, lick your wounds. Gotta lick your wounds. The army that 1kn0wfear is building, however, definitely scaling a bit better. Last cans, we do have a Predator being built here. And just, you know what, I'm looking at the map, and this point has been going back and forth consistently. You know, there were power nodes for the Orks, now there's power nodes for the Space Marines. This is consistently been given to the Space Marines, and the one that's been given over the most, hold on, I want to see this 1kn0wfear engagement here. This Dreadnought is going to take a lot of damage. He's got to be careful. This one hasn't fired just yet, and he is going to make it out. As I was going to say, this is the point that's been kept the most, and it's one of the easiest ones to harass for both players. But this one has been on 1kn0wfear's side the longest. So he has been able to hold on to a level 2, or is this level 1? Doesn't matter. This resource is just pumping a lot of economy back into him. These 2 power nodes, and these 2 now. He's held them before. He's been having this one because Wolf gave him that one for free, and only lost 1. So the economy for 1kn0wfear is definitely peaking and is a lot better for the Ork player. As you see, we're comparing. This is the Ork, this is the Space Marine, and just by the sheer size of the portrait you see at the bottom, 1kn0wfear is doing a bit better here. You know, this whole thing might have been a trick. He's just being a shark on the pool table right now, you know, making them think that, oh yeah, you can come get me. But every engagement that we've seen so far, the Ork player runs in, gets his ass kicked, and then has to retreat. And 1kn0wfear cleans up to his best ability. We do have a huge engagement here. Stormboys are leading. Gorguts right behind him. 1kn0wfears and Tank Busters, and Zap Noggin all the way in the back. Here's the engagement. Stormboys utilize everything. The jump, the suicide, it's pretty much going to get melted down. However, Orbital Strike, keeping them at bay, zoning them away, making them do a U-turn here. Rocks did get utilized, and Gorguts seems to be going for it. He's got to be careful. If Gorguts picks this up, he's going to do a superior amount of damage. However, it's getting, okay, it moved there for a second, so the Tactical Marines were able to pick it up and they are going to walk this out. Thankfully, because if this would have landed, I think everybody here would have passed away, and Wolf probably would have taken the win here. But 1kn0wfear is very aware of that, so he just, again, sacrificed another Tactical Marine. He needs like a cemetery. That thing would be full right now. He sacrificed so many damn tactical marines this game. One was here, another one when they split apart in the beginning. The third one taking a meteor and just walking it off into the distance. However, he did save the majority of his army, which is 3 tanks so far. 3 tanks and a dreadnought. It's nothing to, you know. There's nothing to mess with here. This is nothing. How do I say this? This is scary, especially for an orc player. He has a few kilocons, but even if he utilized all his kilocons to focus that one tank, I don't even think that would go away. And he still has 3 more to mess with. So, just in case he's building more out of scrap. I think it's called salvage. Yeah, salvage ability. Being able to build units in the late game out of scrap. I hope they nerf that just slightly. Being able to just build things almost for half price is kind of ridiculous, if you ask me. I mean, it is a good mechanic. It is pretty slick. I appreciate it because I do play orcs a lot. So again, he is utilizing all their abilities consistently. So 1kn0wfear is doing a hell of a job keeping Kill Team Iron Maw in the game as much as possible. We do have another engagement here. Where's his front line? I see no knobs again. At least, boy, something. This is. Ooh, 1kn0wfear is bunched up. He's got to be careful. I don't think he was expecting an engagement. However, the WAD did go off. Kobe Bryant again. He does this combo all the time. Fist of Gork comes out, teleports in, and then Scrap Blast. He did catch off guard, which is Jonah Ryan and the Predator. However, Zap Noggin is stuck in the back line right now, and the drop pods out of Kill Team Iron Maw that he was able to summon back stuns up whatever units were here, which was 2 big tracks, and then on top of that, Death Storm deal AoE damage to whatever he was able to CC chain. All the tracks are gone. Does he have any more? You know, he doesn't. He's actually has to build one. And the orcs are on a retreat. Kilocons, everything's on really, really low health. And I think this is the time where 1kn0wfear needs to step up and clean up, because he literally just won that fight. That was fair and square. Like, this whole time I was like, yeah, he won. He could possibly go. He feels very confident. But right now, looking at the map, hey, 1kn0wfear, you need to step up and do this, buddy. You need to start getting in there, because this might be the win. However, now he's playing defensive. Wait, what? Alright, whatever. We do have an army of mechanical man robots here fixing every tank they can get their hands on. This one doesn't want to get repaired. He's just going to keep avoiding, and this servitor is trying to do his best here. He's having a hard time repairing this one tank while he's moving around the whole time. This one, likewise, is trying to just stick to his dreadnought, but the dreadnought wants none of this. This is a rated PG, guys. Come on, get a room, get a room. Storm Boys were called upon to help out in this battle of Space Marines and Orcs. We are going into the late game at 34 minutes, 35 minutes now. Whew, have you ever talked for 35 minutes straight to strangers? It's strange. Let me tell you. It's fucking weird. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. So with that being said, Lance Cannon's on front. The listening post is getting hit, by the way, and it is happening up top. But we do have a bunch of tanks so far getting healed up pretty well here. It's gonna take them some time, but 1, 2, 3 is nearly full health. This one's still at half health. But like I said, this listening post is getting hit by a dreadnought who is tanking not only a WAD tower but a listening post. And this is a happy servitor right now. Who's able to heal him consistently while he's taking damage. So he's taking damage and healing at the same time, and he's peaking at. He's losing like maybe 5 health per second, while he could be losing a lot more. Something did get summoned just now, which seemed to be Gorguts. I can tell by the chime music of heroes being spawned. And without the wah, we are gonna send in. Ooh, that is a dead barracks and or doctrine chapel. However, that being said, the orc player gives away his position. Gorguts does queue in the backline, tying up whatever units he can get his hands on. However, this dreadnought utilizing that Q ability so damn well, punching back every tank busters he has, and then flamethrowing them with the Dreadnought. Dreadnought did take a dive here. These big track focused them down. However, we do have Predator Destructors dealing enough damage to these big tracks. Looks like this one's focusing on that. Gorguts stopping all the heroes that were in the middle. They were charging at this big track. I don't think Gorguts can handle all this though. Even the standard is coming down, and the Gorguts is trying to buy enough time, but I don't think he wants this fight. These Destructors are just taking out these big tracks left and right, and as you can see, these 4 and or 5 tank buses aren't doing enough damage to even tickle these Predators. I don't know, where did Storm Boys die? Were they even here? Storm Boys just died. I know Gorguts just died. And here comes the retreat. Daka Hut is in the vicinity. His tank buster came to the fight, not wanting to be here at all. Coming out that Daka Hut, all types of crazy. Being in the face of both Kill Team Iron Maw, Jonah Orion. I mean, not both, but 3 of them. Gabriel Angelo's following him. And the WAD's going on. I think this is more of a defensive WAD because there's nothing else. However, I know Fear does have to back up. He doesn't know there's anything else behind. There is a Death Dread though. Turret is being hit. Whoo! This whole time he sent. I was gonna say, where is the rest of his units at? He sent 3 last cannons up top. Zap Noggin just now being called upon to be able to help out and defend this. I think it's a bit too late. Let's check out the resources he was able to gather from that. He's sitting on nearly 2,000 requisition and 600 power. He's still retreating. Again, really well. Kill Team Iron Maw retreating when they have low health. I don't know if he had low health or not, but these last cannons did do enough damage. And this Dreadnought is still here. He fought through this, and over time was able to eat through the listing post and the resources note here. And now he's at the Watt Tower itself. I'm pretty sure this Gretchen took a shot in the back. He's still alive though. He's trying to salvage what seems to be another big track. So we do have 4 big tracks now. Versus 1 tank. That's it? Oh no, here's the second one. I was about to say, damn, he lost a lot of tanks. Can I control click on these? So he does have 2. How many last cannons does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 last cannons. And seems like he kept his last cannons up here to deal damage to the pilot guns just to be annoying and keeping Zap Noggin away from the more important fight, which is down here. This Dreadnought did a hell of a job poking out the power and or hurting and putting a dent in Wolf's economy. And that's what I've said earlier. Wolf did a hell of a job keeping his economy pretty lit and holding on to what seems to be something that transitioned him into the late game, which the Orc player did not do well at all. These are his remaining units, and this might be the fight to put an end to it all. Here comes to kill him from afar for the big track. These last cannons are going to do a hell of a lot of damage. Oh man, the cherry on top. 2 Dreadnoughts being called down, and Kill Team Iron Maw on top of it all. Vortex Grenade focusing down the tank busters. This 1 big track is down. Another one. Yep, that one's gone too. ORKS, this seems to be just a desperation move now. ORKS is being called down, and Jonah Ryan's just going to take it and hold on to it. Not even move. He's like, you know what? What you going to do about it? And I thought we were going to see a play out of Zap Noggin. However, the Orc player throws in the white towel, and 1kn0wfear takes the win. And it was more of a psychological game, I think. I mean, at one point, it seemed like 1kn0wfear was going to lose the game having the power core at 50%, but keeping his cool, you know, utilizing his last cannons really well, keeping them in the rear. However, he did lose a bunch of units here and there. I mean, you can't, you know, you can't avoid that with the heavy engagement of the Orcs, especially with the WAP. But I did mention this earlier. Grinwolf seemed to just beeline it towards things, you know. He didn't really have a strategy about poking other points, you know, putting a dent in his economy, maybe harassing the other shield general on the other side with maybe Storm Boys. He just massed his units and ran them down and hoped for the best. And there was one point where he completely ignored the turret. You saw the damn thing. It was like a 2,000 health the entire time. And instead he wanted to get the buildings down, so whatever. I don't know. Good job, 1kn0wfear. High five, man. We're done here. I'll see you next time. And I'll see you on the stream. As I said before, it will be down below. Peace!